This is Namam with the DC Camp, GMS. All right, back for another video. First and foremost, call hello Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kadash. All right, once again, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. In this video, this is from the African Diaspora News. Yeah, I know, it's that Africa crap, but just put Hebrew, you know. But for what it's worth, I like to use videos like this sometimes because, like this one, you have what appears to be, and I say that, what appears to be an Edomite. All right, and remember, you have to always be careful in cases like this. You have this individual, and he's known by us. Several videos he's made in the past concerning his people and our people. All right, in the vein of Tim Wise, if you ever heard him speak. But again, you're supposed to be cautious at the end of the day. And I'm going to read some of the comments that's going to go into that. But as it says, white man emotionally speaks truth and asks, why can't we just leave so-called black people alone? All right, so let's get to it.
Unleash the power of knowledge and connect with the heartbeat of the African diaspora. Download our African Diaspora News Channel app now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Stay informed with authentic and diverse perspectives, breaking news, and cultural insights. Immerse yourself in a community that celebrates unity, resilience, and progress. Experience the vibrancy of the diaspora at your fingertips. Don't miss out. Empower your perspective today. Search African Diaspora News Channel and join the conversation.
So we have one of them folks who went on camera. I came across this on TikTok, and he's asking his people why you can't just leave black people alone. Take a look at what he has to say.
Why is it that white folks support anti-blackness, racism, and white supremacist culture in so many goddamn ways? Why is it that we support it through our silence, our defensiveness, our denial, that code of silence? Let's not talk about it. Let's ignore it. All the...
If anybody remembers that Jane Elliott video, let me see if I can pull it up. Just not thought about it. It's a classic for those of you who don't know who Jane Elliott is. She was a teacher way back in the day, and she has been, let's see, an outspoken critic. Jane Elliott, let's see, stand up if, I think this is it. Let's see. Yeah, this is it.
I want every white...
Let's start over because I want you to look at the expression on these motherfuckers' faces when she says this. And let's just watch it.
I want every white person in this room who would be happy to be treated as this society in general treats our citizens, our black citizens. If you, as a white person, would be happy to receive the same treatment that our black citizens do in this society, please stand. You didn't understand the directions.
Crickets.
If you white folks want to be treated the way blacks are in this society, stand. Stand. Nobody's standing here.
Hell, not even crickets.
That says very plainly that you know what's happening.
Yep.
You know you don't want it for you. I want to know why you're so willing to accept it or to allow it to happen for others.
There you go. All right. All right, so back to the video. Just that, hey, just that brief amount of time it spoke volumes, right? All right.
That gymnastics, that defensiveness, anger, the passive aggressiveness, the stereotyping, the overt, covert racist, all that we do, the gaslighting, all that we do as white people. Why can't we just leave black people the alone? Because we were taught that. Back in the day, we demanded black people be segregated, right? So we segregated black people said, okay, great, we're going to make our. They started doing great. What did we do? We burned their communities down to the ground. Telling black people what they should think, feel, do, be, do better. I'm tired of what my people have done, what they continue to do. Think of it. I'm tired of seeing people suffer. I'm tired of the swallowing. And you ought to do.
Yes, he certainly did list every single thing that we go through as a community on a daily basis. And he is saying that he's tired of it. Well, what do you say about us as a community and everything that we go through and how tired we are? Going way back, hundreds and hundreds of years, fast forward through to today.
And that's what he was talking about when he brought up gaslighting, because you'll see it on these talk shows, you'll see even people in general. What do you mean? Slavery was over, back in 1865. Why should I pay? Why don't you just pull yourself up by your own bootstraps? Blah, 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 blah. All right. That's that, that cognitive dissonance that, and yet one huge example, and this just happened recently, within the last several months. The incident where during football season, for those of you that may remember this, for those of you that don't, just listen. All the shit that they gave us over, you remember Colin Kaepernick, right? This started in 2016. Taking a knee before the games, refusing to stand for the national anthem. Because of what? All the shit that our people went through regarding police brutality. Alright? And people were like, fuck that. No, we're not gonna, no. All those years. And then after October 7th, and we know it was bullshit, but so many people played into that. These motherfuckers had, and what they did for the people that are athletes, you're under contract and all that. That's why that's just another form of slavery. So what they did, I can't remember who exactly it was, but they had Jake take the knee for these motherfuckers over there, these Israelis. But they frown upon you taking a knee for your own people. Think about that. That's some fucked up shit. And a lot of people, our people, it went over their heads. The average Jake out here, you ask them about that, they go, what are you talking about? There's so much gaslighting, there's so much manipulation when it comes to us, just outright lies when it comes to our people. Alright? And we're out there on the highways and byways trying to tell you what's the cause of all this. Why these things are happening to us as a people. And what you can do to get out of it. But it's not appealing to our people because it doesn't involve money. Things of this world. Alright. Things that have been put in your face over and over by our enemy. for the purposes of keeping you fat, dumb, stupid, ignorant, whatever have you, regarding who you are. Again, Psalms 83rd chapter and various other scriptures. All right, just to keep you off balance. All right, while they go around the world portraying themselves as the people of the Lord. I covered that on my last video. All right, this was done on purpose. And now that so many people, just because of this incident last October, where they, went back to the well once too often, uh, and now they're caught, and people are really like, well, wait a minute. They really did themselves in, and it's beautiful to see, all right, because this is bound to happen, and we're in this time now that, like I say, time is growing short for these people. So now you're going to really see those horns stick out, and those fangs, all right, because it's like anybody that's a murderer or a thief, just a scoundrel at large, once they're caught, how do you think they're going to react? You're seeing that now. So now they passed this legislation. It's to protect them, but the people that have been done so wrong for so long in this country, they can't get that same type of treatment. And you have to ask yourself, why is that? For people like they did a couple of years ago with that were, they said, getting mistreated. They tried to push that it was our people that were doing this when the majority of that was Edomites, their people. But they hurried up with this anti-Asian hate bill. All right, but yet the FBI's report came out that we're still the number one focus of hate in this country. And since this October 7th of last year incident involving these Israelis, they try to push that they're the focus of everyone's hatred. The same old bullshit line. But still, you have to understand who's behind the curtain here still. And some of these comments I'm going to get to, but I'm going to let this play on out.
And we continue to go through this. And he is telling his people to stop it, leave us alone, and stop with the gaslighting, and stop with the, let's not talk about it, and staying quiet about everything, or being very loud about wanting us to go back to our countries and wanting us to go back to where we came from. Although a lot of us were born right here in either Canada or North America or other parts of the world where them folks congregate and they feel like we don't belong there. And this man is saying, enough is enough, stop it. And he also got very emotional towards the end, crying for our people. So here's a man who probably may have given.
Yeah, okay, but there's no amount of weeping, crying, whatever that's going to save, if he is an Edomite. I have to put that out there like that. All right, he may very well not be, but for the nation of Edom, they can cry all they want. There's, Hebrews, let's go. There's no chance of repentance for them. And when even you go into Revelation 9th chapter, this is Hebrews 12 and 16, it says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. When you get over here, talking about gratification and all that, but let's see, it was something else. Yeah, he did sell his birthright. We go all the way back to Genesis 25th chapter, all right? So you had the descendants of these two brothers, Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, and his brother Esau, whose descendants are, all right, Edom. And you can find that. You can find that in Genesis 36 chapter. All right, but let's go back to there is no what I want to get here is when it says fornicator, profane person. Let's go into that because man, dang, let's go. All right, when you get into fornicator, all right, Strong's G 4205, pornos, huh? Talks about prostitute, debauchee, fornicator, whoremonger. It says libertine. So let's look up libertine, see if this sounds familiar. Libertine. A libertine is a person devoid of most moral principles. You look up scoundrel. Just look up Edom. All right, a sense of responsibility or sexual restraints, who sees these traits as unnecessary or undesirable, and is especially someone who ignores or even spurns accepted morals. What's happening now concerning the scriptures? All right, and they're trying to say, well, you can't say certain scriptures now because of those people over there, those Israelis, trying to because these so-called white Christians who have been so deceived, duped, whatever, by these Amalekites. They have used them like, and they don't even like them. In fact, they despise them. All right, for those of you who forget the incidents that happened last year over there in Israel, in Jerusalem, where so-called Christians were going over there and they were getting spit at and on. All right, by these JOOs. All right, so uh, it says, and it's especially someone who ignores or even spurns accepted morals and forms of behavior observed by the larger society. The values and practices of libertines are known collectively as libertinism and libertinage and are described as an extreme form of hedonism. What is hedonism? It refers to the prioritization of pleasures in one's lifestyle, actions, or thoughts. Well, these are the people that are pushing all these, you know, agendas on us, saying this is allowed now, and it's completely contrary to the law, statutes, commandments. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. Let's get that real quick because the same thing. Oh, I thought I had it open. Forgive me. Let's see. I'm going to have to do that because there we go. So let's go to Ecclesiastes 1. All right, because as we're seeing in times past, all right, verse 9 down here it says, the thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there's no new thing under the sun. Well, think about what the so-called ancient Greeks did with our people without allowing them to, you go to First Maccabees, first chapter, all right? This is just happening all over again, all right? Because you're finding out that these are not the people of the Lord, all right? You're talking about a whole nation or race of people that are the wicked. I covered that too my last video. You go to Malachi, you go to, you know, first chapter, verses 1 through 4. All right. Hebrews 9 and 13. It's telling you, and in Hebrews here, all right, lest there be any fornicator or profane person, as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. Sold, it wasn't stolen. He sold it for a morsel of meat. It says, for ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited their blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. So there's no, you so-called Christians out there that engage in this, you know, everyone can be saved and all that other. That's bullshit. It's telling you here, there's no hope for them. All right, so that's an exercise in futility when it comes to trying to save these Edomites. All right, it's over, and they know it. It tells you in Revelation 9th chapter. Let's go there real quick at the end. I think the last 3 or 4 verses. All right, this is what's going to happen. This is let's see here. I'll just go through, straight to the point. But you need to read all of this, really. All right. By these 3 was the third part of men killed by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone, which issued out of their mouths. Talking about the missiles, for their power is in their mouth and in their tails. For their tails were like serpents. You got to understand, were like unto serpents. You understand, this is a man that lived roughly 2,000 years ago, and he was seeing a vision of what's getting ready to occur. So he really is doing this by association, all right, with things that he knew in his time. All right, so, and had heads, and with them they do hurt. And here's my point. And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues yet repented not of their works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver and brass and stone and of wood, which neither can see nor hear nor walk. All right, neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts. They're just not capable. All right. Let's see, where was I? Here it is. Because they weren't created to do so. All right. Let's go back. In fact, let's get blue letter. Let's go to Psalms 58. Prayer for the punishment of the wicked. All right. It says, "Do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Yea, in heart ye work wickedness, ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb." For those that want to bring up that nature versus nurture thing, they go astray as soon as they be born. It's telling you here that it's nature. The wicked are estranged from the womb. Let's go to that estranged. All right. Here it is. Strong's H 2114.
Strong's H 2114. Zur.
A stranger. Fanners. All right. An enemy. These people are our enemies by nature. All right. Loathsome. All right. So there you go. Now let's go back to let's see what else he got here. Hold on.
Giving up his white privilege card, but also I am always a little bit skeptical. I always wonder, where this, I guess, allyship has come from. What prompted it? What inspired you to go on camera and plead for our community? What happened in your world? Are you involved with a sister? Do you have a biracial child that may have experienced something? Where did this come from? We just question the validity of it. We question the authenticity of it. And I know people are going to say, and I'm referring to the folks, are going to say, what else do you want? You know, you complain about everything. Why does everything have to
What?
be about race? You know, stop it.
See what
You
I
know,
mean?
you have somebody in our community that's
Now that part there that she just said, that's known as racial gaslighting. All right?
lobbying for you. What else do you want? We want to be left alone. We want to not be discriminated against. We want to be able to leave our houses and be able to come home in one piece. That's what we want. Just basic humanity is what we want. And if we got that, and if we were treated equally, there would not be a need for all of this and for all that we expose all of you to on a daily basis of what is happening and how we are being treated. All we want is to be able to live and be treated like a human being. It's, I guess it's always nice to see somebody that doesn't look like us telling those who don't look like us to smarten up and quit it. So kudos to him. Let me know.
Yeah, but she doesn't understand the curses and the significance of the curses because, again, they identify who we are. These things, all right, there's like how you like saying it's a thing of cause and effect. All right, Deuteronomy 28th chapter. All right, and let's go there real quick, and I'll close after this because let's see. We entered into a contract. A covenant is a contract, an agreement, and we violated that. Blessings at Gerizim. This is Moses talking to the Israelites, not anybody else. It says, "And it shall come to pass if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Most High Yahweh thy God, or power, and to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Most High Yahweh thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Most High Yahweh thy power." All right, and it gives you a list of all the blessings. But, yep, consequences of disobedience. And this is where we are as, hey, but if it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Most High Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. All the way down here to 28, it says what? The Lord, the Most High Yahweh, shall smite thee with madness. Look at our people. Madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. Let's go down here to where the curses, more of them, it says, shall stick to thee, because it says, or it tells you here about the strangers, all these immigrants and foreigners that come over here and they're elevated above us. Why is that? It tells you right here. All right. Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Most High Yahweh, thy power. Remember, Deuteronomy, the first two verses of this um, chapter. All right. Actually, the first 14 verses, but I read the first two because it tells you if you do all these things, all right, then I'll put you at the forefront. But if you do not, verse 15 says, well, this is what will happen. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Most High Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign. What? These curses shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not the Most High Yahweh thy power with joyfulness and gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, with which the Most High Yahweh shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. All right? And when you look up yokes of iron, It's a biblical metaphor that refers to a state of severe oppression, bondage, or servitude. Let's get the images. Let's make that plural. Look at this. Look at this. You don't see them people with this. You see our people. Mm, mm, mm. All right, so all these clues. Let's see some of these comments. Uh, let's see. Great question. Why them folks just can't leave us alone? Someone else here who's familiar with his videos. He makes a lot of these types of videos. Love it. I wish his people would blah blah blah. Uh, Abolitionist or real, however, we must always proceed with caution. If you want to know if he's on code, ask him about returning our land to us in reparation. You will see how fast them tears change. Yeah, they always can perform. That's true. All right. That tells you, and when you go to Sirach or Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 10 on down, it gets into that about him feigning tears. All right. He's with them. Don't get it twisted. He gets on code right along with them, so-called folks. It's in their DNA. Well, more precisely, it's in their spirit. That's Dixon White. He was interviewed by Phil some years ago. Uh, Tired of being tired, someone said. All right. So yeah, there you have it. But when I say when you read, please read First Maccabees, first chapter on, and it goes into how our people became Gentiles that the Bible is speaking of. All right, and it's not talking about the other heathen nations. It was always talking about Israel. Always, the Israelites. Always. All right. So with that, I hope once again, whoever views this is edified. This is what we do here at Great Millstone. Filter everything through the scriptures. All right, so you'll know what's really going on, as it should be. So with that, um, also like to once again stress the power of prayer and fasting. All right, until the next video, shalom.